Okay, now for the fun part, we get to add our athlete to our background. So when we're finished, it should look something like this. So I'm going to pull this off to the side and I'm opening up my background here and I'm going to open up my athlete right here. She came in over here and I am going to drag her off to the side if she came in like that. And then I like to just grab the thumbnail. Sometimes it's just a lot easier. So I'm grabbing the thumbnail and I'm going to drag it in. Now it came in a little small. If it comes in too big or too small, you can adjust it. So let's say it came in too big. I'm going to make it too big. So let's say it came in like this. I'm going to press Control 0 so that I can see all these transform tool control handles, and I'm going to press Shift and resize to make it smaller and center it and press Enter. Now I'm going to close this out and I'm going to take my athlete because I put it in the wrong spot, and I'm going to drag it up to where it says your photo here because that's where I want it for this one. This part that says mountain movers, I am going to take that auto select layer right here, and I'm going to move that above my athlete and drag it down here. And I'm going to change the color. So I'm clicking the transform tool and I'm going to change it to white. Now I'm going to come down to my floor. I'm going to double click where it says floor color change, and I'm going to change it to red. I'm going to just click this in here because this is already red, and then I can adjust from there. And that looks pretty close. I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to grab my little mountain mover here, text here. It's not going to let me because it has this smoke front. So I'm going to lock that in place so that it will stop grabbing that. And now I'm going to make this bigger. And I'm pressing my Shift so that it won't get distorted. And press Enter. And let's see, I don't know if I like the drop shadow on that quite so strong. So I'm going to double click it and make it a little bit more opacity, and I'm going to click OK. And now I just have to turn off, I'm going to turn off those 2018. It's a little distracting with all this going on. Press Enter. Let's see, right here, turning that off. Okay, I also have camera flashes on, and I'm going to turn those off in the background. Here they are. Okay, I'm turning that off, and I'm going to change the text here. UHS. And you can drag this out with the corner. If you press Shift Alt, it will drag it from the center. And then arrow down, Shift and arrow down goes faster. Good. Press Enter. Let's change the color. Let's see, right here. I'm just going to press all the saturation out of it. And I'm going to close it and change the stroke to white. Click OK. All right, we're getting close to our sample. Now I'm going to turn on, just for fun, we've got smoke front, that's good. If you think it's a little too smoky, you can come up here to filter. Oh, it's locked. I'm going to unlock it. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and your smoke can be a little bit more hazy if you want. Then adjustments. Let's add, we want her background outer glow right here. Player outer glow. This really adds to the realistic aspect of this. Let me show you my little quick tip for making a back glow just for fun, because we've done this before, but double click, outer glow, white, pushing it over to white. Click, okay, we're going big. Click OK. Right click, create layer, come to my layer, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and then you just make it as big as you want it. It's a fine line here. Click OK. Then you can reduce the opacity if it's too much. So you figure out how much is just enough. I think I have done everything to make it match, but I'm thinking she has like a little bit of an edge to her. So I want to show you how to get rid of that. I'm going to select her. I'm pressing Control and then pressing on her. I'm pressing let's see, select Refine Edge and Edge Shift. Getting rid of a little bit of that edge. There's several different ways you can do this. Then I press OK. Now select Inverse and then delete. And that just took away, Control D, that little edge, that little white edge that you were seeing around her. Control 0 to fit on screen, and it's all done. She's in there, but I see a problem. She's floating in the air. She needs a shadow on her foot. So let's come to our shadow foot layer and turn that on and come over here. And I'm just going to arrow this. Oop, no, where's her foot? Where's her shadow layer? Foot shadows. Okay, so I have several of these. You can turn them off. You can turn them, you can blur them, make them bigger. So let's just put this under her foot. I'm going to turn off the smoke so we can see what's going on. All right, so that looks pretty good. It could be too much. Where'd it go? Okay, here's our foot shadows. So it could be too much. So like that one there doesn't even go. So let's arrow that up. And then watch how you can make this like just bigger. And as long as it's behind her, let's make sure it's behind her. Yes, it's behind her. It's going to look like she's just making a larger shadow, which actually makes it more realistic. And then if it's too much, you can start turning off some of these. And one more thing that can kind of totally sell the shadow on the floor is to take the athlete, double click, drop shadow, turn off global light, and it's coming straight down. So I'm making a harsh shadow under her foot that's very small. I could make the distance more and I could make the size bigger, but I mean, it adds it to all of her. So what I do is I right click, create layer, okay, mask the entire layer by filling this mask with black. So I'm going to go Alt backspace. You see how the mask turned black? Get my white brush and I bring in just the foot right underneath. And it's like you can barely see it. Let's zoom in and see if we can see it. You can barely see it, but it makes it like a harsh shadow under her foot. View, fit on screen, all done. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use the adjustment layers to adjust the colors and make minor tweaks to the entire composite or just the athlete. So stay tuned.